So good morning, Chaffinches. It's Thursday the 14th, so my last maths lesson with you. Hopefully yesterday was okay. I know I didn't use a video yesterday, but the fraction wall I gave you, I think you could have used that quite easily in order to get the answers. Right, today the key word is equivalent fractions. That's what we're going to look at today. So you'll see fractions. Normally there are two that we're comparing. They will have different denominators, which is the bottom number. They will also have different numerators, which is the top number. But they are equal. In terms of their value on a fraction wall, they are equivalent, or they are equal. That's what the word equivalent means. It means equal. Okay, so how do we compare two fractions whose denominators are multiples of each other, but how do we compare them, or how do we work out what the mystery fraction is if we are only given one fraction to start with? Okay, so you can look at the fraction wall to help you, and you can see, oh, a half in relation to how many quarters a half is. You'll be able to see it. But this way, you'll be able to do it yourselves as well. Okay, they start with a couple of easy ones. They get progressively harder, but there is a relation between the numerators. So the number 2 goes into the number 4. They are multiples of each other. Okay, or certainly the number 2 is a multiple of the number 4. So how much is a half worth when we are comparing it to quarters? So how many quarters make up one half? On your fraction wall it's quite easy to see, but this is how you do it if you are given no fraction wall, and if you're given a test and it says what is the equivalent fraction of a half in quarters, this is how you do it. Okay, step 1, you say how many times, or what do I need to multiply 2 by to get to 4? Okay, so what do I need to multiply 2 by to get to 4? Okay, hopefully you're all saying, Mr. Evans, the answer is you multiply 2 by 2 and you get to the number 4. So 2 multiplied by 2, this is the times sign, this is the number 2. 2 multiplied by 2 equals 4. Okay, so you need to multiply by 2 to get to the 4, which represents quarters. Now this is the key bit of information. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So if you've multiplied the bottom by 2, 2 times 2 equals 4. You have to times the top by 2. And as this is the only numerator you're given, you need to times 1 multiplied by 2 and you get your answer. So 1 multiplied by 2 equals 2. Okay, so 1 half is equivalent to 2 quarters. Okay, so how do we get that? We look at these two numbers, we say the number 2, how do I get from the number 2 to the number 4? I need to multiply by 2. That tells you what to do. And then you follow the rule. What you do to the bottom, multiply by 2, you do to the top. So the numerator at the top is multiplied by 2, and you get the missing number, okay, or the missing numerator. So the equivalent fraction of 1 half is 2 quarters. Okay, so that's an easy one to start with. So let's look at a harder one. So now we've got 3/5, and we've got how many fifths make up 3/5. Okay, so we need to find the missing numerator. This is the number we need to find. So question number 1 is, what do? We ask ourselves, what do we need to times 5 by to get to 15? Okay, so we need to get from 5 to 15 by multiplying it. Okay, so what do? 5 times by 3 equals 15. This is why knowing your multiplication tables is so important. Okay, so to get from 5 to 15, you need to multiply by 3. Okay, then you apply the rule. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Okay, so the numerator this time is 3. We multiply it by 3, and we get the answer 9. Okay, 3 times 3 equals 9. Okay, we have applied the rule. Okay, 5 times 3 equals 15. Okay, so I know I need to multiply by 3. So I'll multiply my numerator from the first fraction by 3, and I get the missing answer. Okay, so 3/5 is the equivalent of 9/15. And by all means, go and check these answers on a fraction wall. Okay, but that's the key rule. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. So step 1, find out what you need to multiply by. Step 2, multiply it. Okay, step 1, find out what you need to multiply by, and then step 2, multiply it, and you will get the missing numerator every time. Okay, best of luck with that.